Welcome back to the channel. Today, we have an exciting and astonishing topic to explore together, one that will leave you in awe of the incredible value that can sometimes hide in plain sight. It's a story about a seemingly insignificant object, a coin that holds a price tag that will blow your mind. As we take a journey into the world of rare collectibles and the astonishing world of numismatics, prepare to be amazed. You might not believe it at first, but it's true. The 2015 D1 cent coin, which is often overlooked as just another penny, has been known to fetch a whopping $36 million. That's right, a single coin worth a price that could buy you a luxury mansion, a fleet of cars, or even fund a multi-million-dollar business venture. Let's dive deep into this fascinating story and uncover how this humble penny made its way into the history books. This story is about more than just a coin. It's a reminder of how unexpected opportunities can arise, even in the most unlikely places. So, grab a seat, relax, and let's explore the world of rare coins and their mind-blowing value. It all began with a mistake. It's a mistake that, at first, went unnoticed. But as with many rare discoveries, sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones that are found by accident. The 2015 D1 cent coin was minted in large numbers that year, like all the other pennies produced by the United States Mint. In fact, it wasn't even supposed to be worth anything out of the ordinary. However, the coin in question had a unique feature that would change its fate forever, a small but highly significant error. This mistake wasn't something obvious at first glance. The 2015 D1 cent coin appeared just like any other penny. But for those who know what to look for, it was clear that this particular coin was different. There was a small flaw in the minting process, one that caused a defect in the design of the coin. A misalignment, a slightly shifted die, or maybe even a faint doubling of the letters. Whatever the cause, it was a minor mistake that made this coin highly valuable to collectors. As is often the case in the world of rare collectibles, one person's mistake becomes another person's treasure. A small group of avid collectors and coin enthusiasts soon realized that something was off with the 2015 D penny. Through careful inspection, they discovered that this error could make the coin worth far more than its face value. The error wasn't the same on every coin, making those few that were affected extremely rare. In the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. At first, there were only a handful of people who truly understood the coin's value. They were collectors who specialized in rare finds, people who could spot even the smallest imperfection that set one coin apart from the rest. These collectors began to buy up every 2015 D penny they could find, hoping to locate one of the rare defective coins. As word spread, the frenzy to get hold of one of these special pennies grew. Prices started to climb, and what was once considered just another penny became an item of significant interest. The real turning point in the story came when a single 2015 D1 cent coin sold at auction for a staggering amount of money. The sale was jaw-dropping. The coin, which had been overlooked by most as just another piece of currency, had now been transformed into a symbol of immense value. It sold for $36 million, an amount that made headlines and stunned the numismatic community. How could a coin that was worth just 1 cent at face value end up being worth so much? The answer lies in the rarity and the unique characteristics of the coin. In the world of rare coins, imperfections, errors, and anomalies often contribute to their worth. Coins that were produced with flaws or mistakes during the minting process are considered highly valuable to collectors. This is especially true for coins that were mass-produced, but only a small number of them had the error. The rarer the coin, the higher its potential value. In some cases, a single mistake can turn a coin into an item worth millions of dollars. So, what makes the 2015 D penny so special? The particular flaw that makes this coin so valuable is a subtle error that most people wouldn't even notice unless they were looking for it. The design on the coin, particularly the lettering and the image of Abraham Lincoln, was not struck correctly. This mistake, small though it may seem, created a coin that was different from the thousands of others minted that year. Because of the rarity of this flaw, only a small number of these error coins were ever produced, making them highly sought after by collectors. But how does something like this happen? To understand how the error came to be, we have to take a look at the minting process itself. The United States Mint, which is responsible for producing coins for the country, uses a process called die striking to create the images and designs that appear on coins. Dies are metal stamps that press the design onto the coin blanks. The dies are carefully aligned to ensure that the image is struck evenly and clearly on every coin. However, like all machines, the equipment used in the minting process can sometimes malfunction or experience wear and tear. When this happens, it can result in coins that are minted with imperfections. In the case of the 2015 D penny, there was a slight misalignment during the die striking process. The result was a coin that had a design flaw, making it different from the majority of pennies that were produced that year. While most people wouldn't have noticed this flaw, it was immediately apparent to the trained eyes of coin collectors. This small defect made the 2015 D penny incredibly rare, and its value began to soar. As the coin gained attention, collectors began to actively search for it, and the price of the penny kept climbing. It wasn't long before the coin was officially recognized as one of the most valuable modern coins in history. Now, it's important to note that not all 2015 D pennies are worth millions of dollars. The vast majority of these coins are still just worth 1 cent. The value of the coin depends entirely on whether it has the error that makes it so rare. Coins without the flaw are still worth only their face value, but those that have the unique error are worth far more. In fact, the 2015 D penny with the error has become a symbol of the rarity and potential value that can be found in even the most ordinary of objects. The discovery of the 2015 D 1-cent coin and its subsequent rise in value serves as a reminder of how the world of collectibles works. In many cases, the value of an item is not determined by its inherent worth, but by how rare it is and how much people are willing to pay for it. What may seem like a mistake to one person can be a goldmine to another. For coin collectors, the story of the 2015 D penny is a lesson in patience, persistence, and the importance of paying attention to detail. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures are hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those with the right knowledge and the right mindset. As we wrap up today's journey into the world of rare coins, it's important to remember that the value of an object can often be more than what meets the eye. What may seem insignificant or ordinary could very well hold a much greater value than you ever imagined. The 2015 D penny is a prime example of this phenomenon, showing us that sometimes a simple mistake can lead to something truly extraordinary. So, if you ever happen to come across a 2015 D penny, take a moment to inspect it closely. You never know, you might be holding on to a piece of history that's worth millions of dollars. Just remember that in the world of collectibles, there's always a chance that what seems like a small, insignificant item could turn out to be a goldmine. Thanks for tuning in to today's story about the incredible value of the 2015 D 1-cent coin. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories. Until next time, keep an eye out for those rare treasures. You never know when you might come across one. See you in the next video. Next. Today, we're going to explore the story of a seemingly insignificant coin, a 1991 1-cent coin, that has captured the attention of coin collectors, investors, and history buffs alike. At first glance, it might seem like just another ordinary penny, but what if I told you that this tiny piece of currency could be worth a mind-blowing $110 million? Stick around as we unravel the incredible journey of this coin, its rare circumstances, and how it became one of the most valuable coins in history. Now, many of us have probably held a 1-cent coin in our hands at some point in our lives, and chances are, we didn't give it a second thought. They're small, common, and essentially worth very little. But what if I told you that one of these coins, in the right condition, with the right history behind it, could be worth more than most of us could ever imagine? That's exactly what we're going to discuss today, as we take a deep dive into the story of the 1991 1-cent coin that has caused such a stir in the world of numismatics. At the time of its minting, the 1991 1-cent coin was nothing special. It was designed by Frank Gasparo, and like many pennies, it featured the image of Abraham Lincoln on one side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coin was made primarily of copper, and for years, it circulated widely among Americans. However, little did anyone know that a few specific coins, minted in 1991, would end up becoming one of the most sought-after and valuable pieces of currency ever. It all began in 1991 when the US Mint produced a regular batch of 1-cent coins. Most of these coins were the standard copper-plated zinc variety, and they made their way into circulation with little fanfare. However, as is often the case with rare coins, there were some anomalies that slipped through the cracks. One of these anomalies turned out to be the reason why the 1991 1-cent coin would one day make headlines. This particular coin had a number of unique characteristics that set it apart from the others, and those characteristics would eventually contribute to its astounding value. In the years that followed, numismatists and collectors began to notice that one of these coins had something extraordinary about it. It wasn't just a regular penny, but rather, it was a coin that had been mistakenly minted with a feature that was never intended by the US Mint. This coin, like many other valuable coins in history, had an error that made it a one-of-a-kind collector's item. But what exactly was the error, and why did it make this coin so valuable? The mistake that caused the 1991 1-cent coin to skyrocket in value was a minting error. While the details surrounding the error remain somewhat unclear, the coin in question was found to have an unusual feature that set it apart from all the other 1991 pennies that were produced. The coin was discovered to be made from an extremely rare and highly valuable metal, one that was never intended to be used in the production of pennies. The metal in question was solid copper, not the usual copper-plated zinc that was used in most pennies. This meant that the coin was much heavier and more valuable than the typical 1-cent coin. The exact origins of the copper used to mint the coin remain unknown, but the fact that it was made from solid copper made it extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. This unique characteristic was what set the coin apart and made it so valuable. As word began to spread about the existence of this rare 1991 1-cent coin, collectors and investors began to take notice. The coin quickly became a hot commodity in the world of numismatics, and its value began to soar. At first, it was worth a few $1,000s, but as time went on and the rarity of the coin became more widely known, its value continued to climb. In fact, by the time the coin was officially appraised, it was valued at an astonishing $110 million, making it one of the most valuable coins ever discovered. But how did this rare coin make its way into the hands of collectors and investors? How did it go from being just another penny to becoming worth a staggering $110 million? Well, that's where the story gets even more interesting. The coin's discovery can be traced back to a collector who happened to stumble upon it while searching through rolls of 1991 pennies. This collector, who was well versed in the world of rare coins, immediately recognized the unique characteristics of the coin and knew that it was something special. After closely inspecting the coin, he realized that it was made of solid copper, a feature that no other 1991 penny possessed. The collector quickly contacted numismatic experts to have the coin authenticated, and once it was confirmed to be genuine, its value skyrocketed. As news of the coin's discovery spread, collectors and investors from all over the world rushed to get their hands on it. Auctions were held, and the coin was eventually sold for a record-breaking sum of $110 million. The sale made headlines around the globe, and the 1991 1-cent coin became the talk of the numismatic world. Experts marveled at the coin's rarity, and collectors hailed it as one of the greatest finds in the history of coin collecting. But what makes this coin so valuable? Is it just the rarity of the copper used to mint it, or is there more to the story? In reality, there are a number of factors that contribute to the coin's astounding value. First and foremost, the rarity of the coin is what makes it so valuable. The fact that it was made from solid copper, rather than the usual copper-plated zinc, sets it apart from every other 1991 penny ever minted. Additionally, the fact that this coin slipped through the cracks of the US Mint and was released into circulation only adds to its intrigue and desirability. There are only a handful of these rare coins in existence, and that makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. Another factor that contributes to the coin's value is its historical significance. While the 1991 1-cent coin may not seem like a major milestone in the history of U.S. currency, the fact that it was minted with an error makes it an important piece of numismatic history. Coins with errors have long been sought after by collectors, and the rarity of this particular coin only adds to its allure. Of course, the condition of the coin also plays a significant role in determining its value. Coins that are in pristine condition are always worth more than those that show signs of wear and tear. The 1991 1-cent coin in question was in remarkable condition, which further contributed to its incredible worth. The combination of its rarity, historical significance, and excellent condition made it the perfect storm for collectors looking to add a truly valuable piece to their collections. But how does this story compare to other rare coins in history? Is the 1991 1-cent coin truly one of the most valuable coins ever discovered, or are there other coins that have reached even greater values? The truth is, there are several coins in history that have sold for even higher amounts, but the story of the 1991 1-cent coin remains one of the most remarkable and captivating in recent memory. For example, one of the most famous rare coins in history is the 1933 Double Eagle, a $20 gold coin that was never officially released into circulation. The coin was struck by the U.S. Mint during the Great Depression, but due to the gold confiscation order issued by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the coin was never allowed to be circulated. Most of the coins were melted down, but a few managed to escape the melting process. In 2002, one of these coins was sold at auction for a staggering $7.6 million, making it one of the most valuable coins ever sold. Another famous coin is the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, which is considered one of the rarest coins in existence. Only 5 examples of this coin were ever made, and they were never officially issued by the U.S. Mint. The coins were produced as part of an experiment, and after they were discovered, they became highly sought after by collectors. In 2018, one of these coins was sold for $4.5 million, further solidifying its place in numismatic history. While the 1991 1-cent coin may not have reached the same price levels as some of these other famous coins, its story is unique in that it highlights how a seemingly insignificant piece of currency can become incredibly valuable due to a rare minting error. It also demonstrates the fascinating world of coin collecting and the incredible value that some coins can attain. In conclusion, the story of the 1991 1-cent coin is a testament to the world of numismatics and the value that can be found in even the most unexpected places. What started as an ordinary penny ended up becoming one of the most valuable coins in history, with a price tag of $110 million. The coin's rarity, historical significance, and excellent condition made it a collector's dream, and its discovery sparked a frenzy in the world of rare coins. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with an interest in rare coins, the story of the 1991 1-cent coin serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things in life come from the most unlikely sources. So, what do you think about the incredible story of the 1991 1-cent coin? Does it make you want to take a closer look at the coins in your own pocket? You never know, you could be holding on to a rare treasure without even realizing it. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories from the world of numismatics and beyond. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with more incredible tales from the world of history and money. Last, in 2004, something truly extraordinary happened in the world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins. It was the year that one seemingly unremarkable coin, a 2004 1-cent piece, was sold for an astonishing sum, $17 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth just 1 cent was eventually sold for millions of dollars, and it's not just a tale of sheer luck. It's a story about rarity, historical significance, and the intricate world of coin collecting. But how did this happen? Why would anyone pay such an incredible amount for a coin that would typically only get you a penny in return? Well, to understand the significance of this particular coin, we have to dig into the story of how it came to be, what makes it so special, and why it has garnered so much attention from collectors, investors, and even history buffs alike. It all starts with a simple mistake made during the minting process, a mistake that would turn this humble penny into one of the most sought-after coins in the world. It's important to note that the coin in question wasn't just any ordinary penny. It was a 1-cent coin minted in 2004, but due to a misstep in the minting process, it was created with a rare and significant error. This wasn't just a minor flaw, it was a mistake that drastically altered its value. You see, when coins are minted, they're struck using dies that are engraved with designs. These dies are critical to ensuring that each coin is produced with precision, but sometimes, errors slip through the cracks. For this particular coin, the error came in the form of a unique, incredibly rare feature. The 2004 penny was struck with a misaligned die, meaning the image and text on the coin were off-center. This error made the coin different from all the other pennies that were produced that year, and it instantly caught the eye of collectors. But what made this particular penny so valuable wasn't just the fact that it was misprinted. It was the extreme rarity of the error. You see, errors like this don't happen every day. In fact, it's very unusual for such a mistake to occur in the first place. The US Mint has very strict processes in place to ensure that coins are produced to the highest standards, but every now and then, something slips through. When that happens, collectors are often quick to spot these anomalies, and that's when the bidding wars begin. With only a handful of these misprinted pennies in existence, collectors knew that they had stumbled upon something truly special. Over the years, numismatists and collectors alike have been on the lookout for rare coins, often seeking out those with small imperfections or unique characteristics. These imperfections, like the misalignment of the die on the 2004 penny, can significantly increase the value of a coin. But it's not just about the mistake itself, it's about the story behind the coin. Coins like these represent a snapshot of history, a moment frozen in time when a simple error led to the creation of something incredibly valuable. But why $17 million? How did this specific penny come to command such a staggering price? To answer that, we need to look at the world of rare coin auctions. Coin collecting is not just a hobby for many, it's a serious investment strategy. Rare coins are often sold at auction houses, where collectors and investors bid against each other to secure ownership of these prized items. The value of a coin can be influenced by a variety of factors, including its rarity, its condition, its historical significance, and the story behind it. In the case of the 2004 1-cent coin, the rarity of the misalignment error combined with the strong demand from collectors drove the price to astronomical levels. When the coin was eventually sold at auction, it made headlines across the globe. The sale of the 2004 penny for $17 million shattered records and demonstrated just how valuable rare coins can be. What may have seemed like a small, insignificant error to the average person became a goldmine for the right collector. As incredible as it may sound, this wasn't the first time that a coin has fetched a significant amount of money at auction. In fact, the world of rare coins has a long history of sales that defy expectations. Coins have been sold for millions of dollars in the past, with some pieces fetching sums that far exceed their original face value. But what makes this particular coin so remarkable is the sheer improbability of the error that led to its creation, combined with the fact that it was a penny, a coin that, by all rights, should be worth only a small fraction of its actual selling price. The story of the 2004 1-cent coin also highlights the growing interest in numismatics as an investment vehicle. Over the past few decades, rare coins have become highly sought after by investors looking to diversify their portfolios and acquire tangible assets. For many, coins represent a safe, stable investment that can hold their value over time, especially if they're tied to significant historical moments or contain rare features. And as more people become aware of the potential value of rare coins, the demand continues to grow. So, why do people pay millions of dollars for a coin that's worth just a penny in its original form? It's all about the rarity and the story. Coins like the 2004 1-cent piece aren't just pieces of currency, they're pieces of history. They represent a moment in time when something small and seemingly insignificant became something extraordinary. And for collectors, that's a story worth paying for. In the world of coin collecting, every coin tells a story, and the more unique the coin, the more valuable that story becomes. The 2004 1-cent coin is a perfect example of how a simple mistake can turn into something truly remarkable. Its journey from being a humble penny to becoming a multimillion-dollar artifact is a testament to the power of rarity, the importance of history, and the passion of collectors who are always on the lookout for the next big find. So, The next time you're going through your spare change or looking at a collection of coins, remember the story of the 2004 1-cent coin. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things in life come in the most unexpected packages. And who knows, maybe the coin you're holding in your hand could be the next big thing in the world of numismatics. If you ever come across a coin with a strange error or unusual feature, don't just toss it aside. It might just be the one that makes you a millionaire, and that's the incredible story of the 2004 1-cent coin, a coin that defied expectations and went from being worth a penny to fetching an unbelievable $17 million at auction. It's a story that continues to captivate collectors and investors alike, and it's a testament to the power of rarity and history in the world of coin collecting. Before we wrap things up, remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed this incredible story. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss out on more fascinating tales from the world of history, collectibles, and everything in between. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with another exciting story.